Welcome to this comprehensive guide on how to bet on FIFA World Cup matches like a true professional. Whether you are a complete beginner looking to dip your toes into the exciting world of soccer betting, or an experienced punter aiming to sharpen your edge during the biggest tournament on the planet, this voiceover will walk you through everything you need to know to approach betting on the World Cup with strategy, discipline, and a pro mindset. The FIFA World Cup is not just a spectacle of skill, passion, and national pride, it is also one of the most dynamic betting events globally, offering countless opportunities across moneyline wagers, over-under totals, and spreads, including the sophisticated Asian handicap markets. Betting successfully here requires more than luck. It demands deep research, understanding of market nuances, bankroll management, and the ability to spot value where others see only hype. Let us start by setting the foundation. The World Cup brings together the best national teams every 4 years. And with expanded formats in recent cycles featuring more matches and diverse groups, the betting landscape has grown richer and more complex. Matches range from high-stakes group stage encounters where underdogs can shock the world, to knockout rounds filled with tension where one goal can decide everything. Professionals treat betting as a skill-based endeavour rather than gambling blindly. They analyse team form leading into the tournament, historical World Cup performances, player availability due to injuries or suspensions, tactical setups from coaches, weather conditions at host venues, travel fatigue for teams crossing continents, and even referee tendencies that might influence card counts or game flow. This holistic approach separates pros from casual bettors, who might simply pick their favourite team without considering the odds. One of the most fundamental betting markets in soccer, and especially during the World Cup, is the moneyline, also known as the three-way moneyline or full-time result. On the moneyline, you are betting on the outright winner of the match after 90 minutes of regulation play plus stoppage time, excluding extra time and penalties unless specified otherwise by the bookmaker. There are three possible outcomes: the home or favoured team wins, the away team wins, or the match ends in a draw. This three-way aspect makes soccer moneyline betting unique compared to many American sports where draws are rare. For example, imagine a group stage clash between a powerhouse like France and a solid but less fancied side. France might open as heavy favourites at something like minus 150 on the money line, meaning you risk $150 to win 100 if they take the 3 points. The draw could sit around plus 280, offering decent payout potential given how frequently World Cup group games end level, and the underdog might be priced at plus 400 or higher, creating massive upside for sharp bettors who spot vulnerabilities in the favourite. To bet the moneyline like a pro, you must always seek value, rather than just rooting for outcomes. Value exists when the implied probability from the odds is lower than your own assessed probability based on data. If you calculate that a team has a 45% chance of winning, but the odds imply only 35%, that is a bet with positive expected value over the long run. Pros build models, or at least use statistical databases, to evaluate head-to-head records, recent friendly and qualifier results, expected goals metrics, which measure shot quality and chance creation, and possession statistics adjusted for opponent strength. During the World Cup, pay special attention to how teams perform away from home or in neutral venues, since many matches are played on foreign soil. Favourites often get overbet by the public, inflating their prices and creating value on draws or underdogs. Historical data shows that in World Cup group stages, draws occur around 30 to 35% of the time, so ignoring that option can be costly. Pros also consider double chance bets, which cover two of the three outcomes, like home win or draw for safer but lower payout plays, or draw no bet, where your stake is refunded if the game ties, effectively turning it into a two-way market. Moving deeper, moneyline betting shines in knockout stages where motivation is sky high and draws are less common until extra time. However, regulation time moneyline still matters hugely. A pro might fade a heavily favoured team on the moneyline if their recent form shows defensive frailties, or if key attackers are missing, opting instead for the draw at plus money. Always compare odds across multiple sportsbooks, because even small differences like minus 130 versus minus 140 compound over dozens of bets. Live moneyline betting during the match adds another layer where momentum shifts, substitutions, or red cards can drastically alter probabilities in real time. Pros watch the game closely, perhaps with multiple screens, to pounce on mispriced live lines when the market overreacts to a single goal or missed chance. Now let us dive into over-under betting, commonly referred to as totals, which focuses not on who wins, but on the combined number of goals scored by both teams. This market is incredibly popular during the World Cup, because soccer tends to be a low-scoring game overall, yet individual matches can explode with goals, depending on styles. The standard line is set at 2.5 goals, meaning over 2.5 wins if 3 or more goals are scored in regulation, and under hits with 2 or fewer. Some books offer alternative totals, like 1.5 for more defensive affairs or 3.5 for expected high-scoring clashes. Betting over-under like a pro involves understanding average goal expectations per match. World Cup history shows group stage averages hovering around 2.5 to 2.8 goals per game, while knockout rounds often dip lower due to caution, making unders particularly appealing later in the tournament. To master this, analyse team attacking and defensive strengths, using metrics like expected goals for and against. Teams with high pressing styles or creative midfielders tend to produce overs, while defensively organised squads with strong goalkeepers lean toward unders. Factor in head-to-head history. Some rivalries are cagey affairs with few goals. Weather plays a role too, as heavy rain or extreme heat can slow the game and reduce scoring. Pros look for mismatches, where one team dominates possession but struggles to convert, or where both sides are elimination threatened and play open football. For instance, in a hypothetical opening group match between two attacking nations, the over 2.5 might offer value at even money if both coaches favour expansive play. Conversely, in a must-win knockout game between conservative sides, under 2.5 at plus odds could be gold. Always check first half totals as well, since many World Cup games see slower starts with teams feeling each other out. Live over-under betting allows you to react to early goals. If a match starts with an early strike, the line might move up, presenting opportunities to bet under if you expect the teams to tighten up. Professional bettors track closing line value, meaning they compare their assessed total against the final market line before kickoff. They avoid betting overs simply because a team has star forwards, recognising that elite defences neutralise talent. Bankroll allocation is key here too. Totals often have lower variance than money lines in some scenarios, allowing slightly larger stakes when confidence is high. Combine this with player props like anytime goalscorer or shots on target for correlated parlays, but only when the math supports it. Over time, focusing on unders in knockout rounds has shown positive return on investment according to long-term tracking, as pressure mounts and risks are minimised. Spreads in soccer betting differ from American football because of the low-scoring nature, leading to the popularity of Asian handicaps, which refine traditional spreads by using fractional goals to eliminate or reduce the impact of draws. Asian handicap betting levels the playing field beautifully for World Cup mismatches. A minus 0.5 handicap on the favourite means they must win by at least one goal for you to win the bet. A draw or loss, and you lose. A plus 1.5 on the underdog means they lose by one goal or better and you still cash, or win or draw outright. Quarter lines like minus 0.75 split your stake, half on minus 0.5 and half on minus 1, creating partial wins or losses for nuanced risk management. This is why sharp bettors love Asian handicaps during the World Cup. They offer better value, reduced variance, and no dead heat on draws in many cases. Betting spreads like a pro starts with assessing expected goal margins. In group stages, heavy favourites like top European sides against minnows often warrant minus 1 or minus 1.5 handicaps, but pros shop for the best line and consider if the favourite might rest players or rotate. For example, Backing a strong team at minus 1.25 could see you win fully if they win by 2 or more, half win if by exactly 1, or lose if draw or worse. Whole goal lines like -1 allow pushes if the margin matches the handicap exactly, returning stake. Quarter lines provide insurance. Plus 0.25 on an underdog means half your bet wins on a draw and the other half pushes. This fractional system originated to make betting fairer in Asian markets and has spread globally because it rewards precision. In practice, during a World Cup knockout tie, you might see Brazil favoured at minus 1.0 against a resilient African side. Pros evaluate if Brazil typically wins by exactly 1 or pushes larger margins based on past tournaments. They incorporate pace of play, set-piece proficiency, since many goals come from corners or free kicks, and fatigue from tight scheduling. Live Asian handicap betting is powerful too. Lines adjust dynamically, allowing you to hedge or double down mid-match. To succeed long-term, maintain detailed records of your bets, review wins and losses objectively, and adjust your model. Pros never chase losses and stick to unit sizing, risking 1 to 2% of bankroll per wager maximum. They also exploit market inefficiencies in less popular matches where books have less sharp action. Beyond the core markets, integrating all three creates sophisticated strategies. A pro might parlay a moneyline favourite with an under total and an Asian handicap for correlated value, but only sparingly to avoid high juice. Research extends to futures like group winners or tournament outrights, but match betting is where daily edges lie. Study advanced stats from sources tracking expected goals, Poisson distribution models for score predictions, and even betting exchange data for true market probabilities. During the tournament, follow team news obsessively. Last-minute injuries can swing lines dramatically. Psychological factors matter. Teams with passionate home support or diaspora crowds perform differently. Travel across time zones affects recovery. Bankroll management is the silent hero of professional betting. Start with a dedicated World Cup fund, say 5 to 10% of overall gambling capital, and divide into units. Never bet more than you can afford to lose emotionally or financially. Pros use flat betting or Kelly criterion approximations to size wagers based on edge. Emotional control prevents tilt after a bad beat, like a late equaliser ruining a handicap. Set stop-loss and profit targets for each stage of the competition. Group stage offers volume with many daily matches, ideal for building rhythm, while knockouts demand patience and selectivity. Common pitfalls to avoid include betting with your heart on national teams, ignoring closing line movement which signals sharp money, over-relying on recent friendlies that may not reflect tournament intensity, and neglecting alternate lines or props that offer better value. Public betting often inflates popular teams, so fading the public in certain spots works. Live betting requires discipline not to overreact to every goal. Always bet responsibly, treating it as entertainment with a skill component rather than a get-rich scheme.